Well, Canva has just released some incredible new updates, and I want to make sure I'm telling you all about them. So in case you missed it, Canva does kind of an annual update, and I want to go through and show you the updates that you need to know as a small business owner. I'm not going to show you all of the enterprise updates and all the team updates. I'm going to show you what updates you need to know, especially around designing in Canva, rather than doing all the other fancy things you can do in Canva, but more of the design aspects. And there are some incredible ones in here, and I want to make sure that you hang around right to the very end because I'm going to show you how you can access the new look editor, which I'm going to go into and show you all about. So let's dive in. Hi, if we haven't met before, my name is Jackie and I'm a graphic designer, and I love teaching business owners how they can use design principles and Canva to actually elevate their business, to stand out and to actually enjoy designing and creating graphics for their business. So some of the updates I'm going to be chatting to you about today is bulk create, but adding images in. Blend, which is a brand new app that's really exciting and I think is going to be really helpful for updating your images. You've also now got the ability to add borders to your images and around the corners of your images, and an easier way to select different parts of your graphics when you're doing the Magic Media selections, as well as some video updates, some style updates, some presentation and document updates, and I just want to show you through a few of those. So there's a couple more I'm going to share, but those are some of the main ones that I am most excited about. The first thing I want to show you is just a little bit of the new look. So they're calling it the Glow Up, and this is kind of an updated editor for Canva. They haven't really done an updated editor for as long as I can remember, like a proper, like real big shift. So this is one of the biggest shifts you're probably going to see. Obviously, it will take a little bit of getting used to, but that is totally okay. Good things do take getting used to, but it will be totally worth it once you get used to it. I've already heard feedback from my people following me on Instagram saying that they love the new editor because it just works a little bit easier for them and it is kind of out of the way. So I'm going to show you that new editor and show you a few of the new updates. So as you can see, it's got a bit of a lighter look to it. The tools over on this side here are much more pop-uppy and less always there. And there's a few more things that you'll see as I go around where they kind of pop up in different places. So say, for example, if I want to edit this frame, all the editing comes up as a pop-up that's relevant for whatever you're clicking on. So often there was an up bar all the way up the top here that had kind of everything all of the time, and kind of it did update and change depending on what you clicked on. But Canva is kind of using its brain, its mechanical brain to work out what we want for that graphic. If you want to have a more like a fuller view of all of the editing features, all you need to do is click on this little see all button and a little option will pop up down the side. This will be customized depending on what you're clicking on, whether it's an image, whether it's text, whether this image is already available. So if you see if I'm clicking on the text here, press this button over here and all of these text options are here as well, which I think it's really compact, but it's also got everything that you need in one place. It's less clicky around, but more it's here, but you've got to actually make sure you click to see it all when you need it. So just know that that is there and that's where it's kind of hiding now. And same down the side here, most of what is inside these panels looks the same and works the same, which is really great. It hasn't been a huge shift, but just the way that it works is a little bit different and the way it kind of pops up and changes. So just know that all of those are in slightly different places as you're using that, but enjoy that kind of change. Another thing about this one is you can change the look of it a little bit easier. So in terms of when you've got multiple pages, you can have it go across with little previews down the bottom here, little thumbnails, or you can click this version here, have scroll view, and then you can scroll up and down. So this is often the default view for Canva users. And it used to be a little like toggle button here that was kind of hidden to have the thumbnail view, but that's now clickable there. Just mentioning that in case you had lost it. I also want to show you the home menu because you can now star graphics and have them accessible in your sidebar here. So you can see here there's a your starred section. You can customize this and change it a little bit, but I've got starred for White Deer as my team, or I can have my starred section. And so if I hover over a graphic, I can actually press this star and it will appear over in this side panel here, which just makes the graphics that you're always accessing really, really easy to grab. All right, so the one that I'm honestly most excited about is bulk create. If you don't know, I have a video back in the day where I created a tutorial all around how you can make multiple images with just using a CSV file or like a data file. And so what you can actually do in essence is put in text into a data file and you can select that text in an image and it will then create like 20 different variations of that graphic with the different text that you've placed in that file. But what I always got comments on was, Jackie, can you do images? Jackie, can you do images? And I always say, no. But now you can. So I'm going to show you briefly how you can do that. I'll probably make a dedicated tutorial to this at some point, but this is just a really quick version for those of you who want to get started straight away. To use the bulk create feature, all you have to do is open up a design. I like to design my graphics, so I'm going to have this photo be replaced, this text be replaced, and this text here be replaced. So how you can do that is you go to the apps section here and you can click on this and search for bulk create. You can either search in the search bar up here or you can go down to more from Canva, and mine is right here in the bulk create. You can either enter data manually or you can upload some data. I'm going to enter data manually, and then what you can do is add in your text to these columns. And so I'm just going to do that now. All right, so I've just added in some text that I'm going to use for a social media post in here. You can change the titles of these columns. So I'm going to do like tip. And now the part that I'm really excited about is this add image columns. I'm going to press add image. You can obviously add more text columns as well if you need to. And you can select images from your uploads or from your folders to add into here. So I'm going to search for my photo folder. I'm going to add in different pictures for my branding photo shoot to pop in here. You can obviously add in any kind of photo that you want, but we're going to just do these for now. All right, and I'm going to press done. So this data has now populated into this connect data to your elements section. And what I need to do is connect this data to the elements in my design. So I'm going to click on my text box that I want to replace with the text I've got in here, press connect data. It's either up here or you can right click, press connect data. And I'm going to select tip. And then I'm going to do the same with this one here, connect data, subtip. And then I'm going to click on the image here, right click, connect data, or you can click it again up here and press image. An important thing to remember here is that the image, when you're inserting the image, it needs to be a frame. It can't be an image you've already inserted. It needs to be inserted into a frame. So if you just had a normal photo in here, it wouldn't work. So I've got my connect data, press image, and this has now got the image. So now I can press continue. I can select each of my different rows of data, press generate for designs, and Canva is then going to populate and create a new document with all of my designs in text and images inserted into that design that I've created. So you can see here, if I click along here, it's inserted my text, it's inserted my image, and that took me seconds. And so if you want to create, this is really good for not just probably 4 designs, but if you had 100 designs, or if you had multiple different name tags, or you had multiple different invites, or something that you were creating, you needed to have multiple different variations of something, this is a game changer. And it's really incredible now that we can have images. Obviously for this design, I would need to just relay things out a tiny bit, just like so. But the fact that just edited everything for me instantly, it was really helpful. All right, so the next update I want to show you is this blend update. It gives you the ability to combine 2 different images together and make them look like they are meant to be together. I believe this is just a pro feature as well. So if you can't see that, that is why. So I'm just going to go to elements here and type in indoor plant. And I'm going to grab a cheeky little photo of an indoor plant and sit this next to my image. So what I can do is I can click on the image I want to add something into. I can press edit. And you can see here in the new editor, it brings up all the different photo editing options. But what I want to find here is inside the apps section, I've got the image upscaler, I've got Colorizer, some great apps in here, but there's also Blend, and this is a brand new one. So if I click on Blend, you can see it's giving you a bit of an idea of what the app can do here. And I select 2 images. So right now I've got my photo selected, but I also want to select my plant. So I'm going to hold down Shift on my keyboard and select the 2 images together. You can see once I've selected both of these together, I can have this blend images option available to me. So I'm going to press this, and again, it's going to use AI and it's going to generate 4 different options of having this image within this image for me. So this depends on where I place this image. I kind of wanted it down here to look like it was on the ground next to the couch, but if I had to place this up in the air, it would do it and place the image up in the air. But you can see here, it's kind of taken the colors of the photo and it's popped it into the image and kind of edited it a little bit. So if I click on these 4 different options, you can see they're a little bit different, and it's kind of placed this in here. So if you've got a photo that you've got and you want to put a coffee mug somewhere, or you want to add a hat, or you want to do something, find an image inside Canva's a library here, add that into your photo, move it around to where you want it to be. I press done here, and it will put it into your image for you. I think that's really exciting that it's this option to kind of create our own edited AI images with different elements and graphics. And you could obviously not use Canva elements. You could upload your own element. I could probably add in another version of me. I could cut out a graphic and pop it all in. So it's really exciting, the possibilities we have for this feature. Next up is a super simple update that I'm so thrilled for. Literally this week, I was creating a little postcard that I was going to send people to say thank you for sending us gifts for our new baby. And I wanted to add a little border around the images of my son. And to do that, I had to literally insert a rectangle, make it a border, and then do it was a whole long process. But now we have some options and I'm so excited. So I've just inserted some images in here. If I click on this image, you can see that we've got this edit option, or over here, we've got this option as well. So you can either click edit to open up the whole panel down here, or you can do it from the top panel. Either way, it gets the same result. But you can see here we've got this border option. So if I click on this, I can add a border to this image straight here. This should have been a feature ages ago if you have been asking me, but I'm glad that it's finally here. So I can then change the border color like so. I could make it peach, or I could make it white. Go back here, and I can also round these corners. So if I press round corners, it will round the corners of my frame for me just like that right in here. I think this is really exciting to have this option available to us because it just is one more step taken out. So I can just click on this image, add in a border. I can make them different sizes. I can make them the same. If I wanted to make them the same and not go through this process for all 3 images, all I need to do is click on the image that I've already edited, press this copy style button and paste that in there. Same thing, click that. paste that in there. So I've now applied that border to all of my images really, really quickly and really easily. So this next feature is one that is updated from an old feature, well, not an old feature, but one that they introduced last year, Magic Media. So Magic Media gives you the ability to type in a prompt and AI will create an image for you. But what you could do is only really do that for photos and kind of images and videos. But now you can also use this same prompting technology for graphics, which I find really helpful. So if you go down your side panel here, you'll see the Magic Media option. If I click on this, I'm going to insert this prompt. So I already typed out this prompt to test it for you because it's super cute. And if I type this in here, but I toggle across to graphics, I should probably have toggled across first. Type this in here, toggle across to graphics and press generate images. So you can choose again the style of graphic you want. You can press see all and you can see there's geometric or scrapbook or sketchy or line art, all these different things. I'm just going to select none so that it gives me a few different options. Press generate graphics. This will then use AI to create a graphic using the prompt that I have given it. This could be really useful if you are creating different graphics to your business, but you can't find the right element to create what you need to do. The only downside is that you can't change the color. Like you can't just click on it and change the colors really easily, but you can obviously provide the prompt accordingly. So there's a few different cute graphics here. I like this one in particular. If I insert this, you can see it's now this image that's right in here. It's really cute and it's exactly what I wanted. Well, it's not exactly, I've got two of them in here. There we go. And it's got the colors that I suggested. So now I've got this customized kind of graphic that I just used AI to create. Okay, the next feature is one that I have noticed they sneakily have implemented a month or so ago, but I wanted to show you it officially now. And that is the ability to kind of select different parts of your graphic when you're doing some magic editing. So if I click on this photo here and go to edit, you'll know all the Magic Studio things that have been implemented last year. They are incredible and really helpful. So if I scroll across here, I can access quite a few. But what it used to be is you would select it and it would just remove the background or just magic grab something and you didn't have any customization around that. But now we can customize. So if I click, for example, Magic Grab, this kind of feature is available for all of these different parts. You can see that if I press click here, it's going to look at my image and let me actually select different parts of my graphic that I want to, rather than just choosing for me, which it used to do. So I could click on my face here, I could maybe click on the laptop here, and I could just grab these two parts of my image and do whatever the hack is with this one. If you want to look at all these different hacks, make sure you watch my last video going through all of these different Magic Studio updates. But this one here is really helpful because you can select multiple things rather than just being at the will of whatever the AI thinks it was that you wanted. So I could have actually even just selected this plant by itself or my phone or my book just by itself. So now you can see that I can pick up little me, and it's kind of filled in with AI, the background of it, which is really cool. But the fact that I could actually just select that different part and choose that was really, really helpful. So I can do the same with selecting the plant, or I could select anything that I want to. If I just grab a different image here, you can also use the brush tool as well. So I can obviously click through and select multiple things, or like you can see, I can select this, all right, and I can select this ball as well, and I can select this ball, but maybe I don't want to select this ball or this ball. Or I can go to the brush tool and I can manually select or deselect things as well, which I think this is really great. So I can press clear if I want to start again and just paint it by myself, or I can use the click function. And I can do either thing, which is really helpful. The next type that I want to share with you is the ability to apply different styles from different templates. So say, for example, I found a really great template that I liked inside the template section. So I'm going to go to design. I'm just going to select this one here, add new page, and say I really like this, but it's not in my brand style. But actually, maybe this design here is more like my brand style. What I can actually do is find it maybe the layout that I like, but then maybe the brand style isn't right. I can hover over these three dots here and I can press apply style to page. If I press this, it's going to update and change the fonts and the colors and any elements that it might be able to pick up and add it to this design. Obviously, this image here doesn't quite work because it's not going to replace the actual photo for me, but that ability to do those things is really helpful. You can actually also, if you've been so organized as to add in your own templates, you can do the same. So say, for example, if I go to brand here, I have a whole folder of social media templates that I've added in here. So say if I hover over this one here, press the three dots, it's going to load for a second, press apply style to page, and it's going to take my fonts and my colors and even this graphic element that I had in the background here, it's added that to my design as well. So all I would need to do is just go back to my photos, add in my photo in here, and then that's all updated to my brand style really, really quickly and easily. So just remember that little hack is there for you. Okay, so this next feature is a video one, and I think for those of you editing videos quite regularly on Canva, you're going to love this one. So I'm going to select my video, press edit, and if I go over here, you'll see there's this new option called highlights. Again, this is only a pro feature. If I click on highlights, what it's going to do is, as it says, hang tight as we organize and label the best moments from your video clips. So AI is going to look through your video and pick out maybe some key moments so you can edit it together easily. This is really great if you've got quite a long form video and you want to snap some bits together, or even maybe a reel and you're wanting to make sure it's a bit more punchier. So you can see here that it's actually looked through. I have a whole analogy here about knotty hair naughty hair. That's the story that I'm telling in this video. And it's picked it up and it's chosen and segmented that bit. So you can see these little segments up here. And so if I click this, and this, Canva will then put together those 3 parts that I've selected and edit it into a video for me just like that. So that's a really helpful one for you video editors. Another feature that has slightly updated from last year is the ability to transform a design into a document. They've already been able to do this, but it's got a few more features to it that I think will be really helpful. So say, for example, I have this presentation that I regularly present for people, but what if I want to actually make it into a document or a presentation outline or a blog post? I can now do that with Canva's AI and document features. So what I want to do is open up a presentation, for example, press resize and magic switch, again, a pro feature, and press transform into doc. Now, when I press this, I can actually select what kind of information I want it to create with my document. So I'm just going to select the blog post one, but you can see here there's summary, outline, heaps of different options in here, or you can give it your own prompt. So I'm going to press blog post and it's going to transform this into a document. So Canva has taken my design and it's used its little AI brain to kind of pull it together. It's not verbatim what I've actually said in my presentation, but it's using the different parts and it's recategorized and reorganized my information into what would make sense for a blog post. So you can see here it's got like a little summary around the branded design. It's got like a great heading and subheadings going on here. It's selected parts of my images that are relevant to the design. It's quite incredible what it's done here. I'm probably excited to use this for my own blog posts as well. In fact, I might even post this up sometime. And so the fact that it's actually taken this information and created something really clever is so helpful. So if you've got a really great social media post, it's maybe a long form carousel and you want to transform that into a blog post, you could actually just do this, and it would create the blog post for you and you can just put that on your website and you're done. If you've already done all the work to make this amazing carousel post, why not have Canva help you actually create that really quickly into a blog post rather than having to type it all out, copy and paste, reformat as needed. So enjoy that one. And just before I show you how to access the brand new editor, I wanted to show you a couple of the other updates that probably are slightly less relevant but still helpful. I'm just going to zip through those really quickly. So one is app integration. So if you are using any project management systems or communication with your team like Slack or Asana or Monday.com or any of those different things, you can actually now link Canva with those apps to have better communication and better synchronization between those. So remembering that's there, trialing it out. I haven't trialed this all yet, but it looks like it'd be interesting, but sometimes I'm just like, it's just easier to do it as I've been doing it. But feel free to experiment with this one if you are using these apps really regularly, particularly with your team members. Another feature is the ability to check your ads for Meta. So if you are creating any ads for social media, if you go to apps and search Meta Design Check, it will have this Meta Design Check option. It's a little bit clunky, but in essence, if you click on this design, if you click on the kind of ad you're trying to create, say a feed post, and you download the image, you can only do one at a time at the moment. So select one image, press done, and AI will kind of look at this and let you know things that might need to be improved for your graphics. This one says it's good, but you might want to add in some motion. And so just remembering that's there is helpful if you're doing ads regularly. If you're regularly working with documents, there is a few updates to documents. I'm not going to go through these now, but this is a document Canva has prepared to show you the different changes. But in essence, you can have one click changing to different heading and style types. You can use Magic Write really easily. You can also add suggestions to graphics. So say, for example, if you're having a team member wanting to add a suggestion, I can change up here to bring suggesting and I can say, oh, hey, you should change this word into something else. And that'll be really easy to do. If I go back to editing, you can also add in page breaks. You can also add in columns. You can also see there's an outline of your document down this bottom section here, kind of like what Google Documents was doing as well. So I can now click to different parts of my document just by clicking this. So just remembering those are there if you are doing documents using regularly. There are also new courses that you can create inside Canva. I believe this is mainly just targeted not at like random people offering online courses, but maybe if you're training your team members. So keep an eye out for that one. I haven't accessed or tried that one yet, but it is a new feature you might want to try. And now before I wrap up, I want to show you how you can open the new editor for yourself if you're interested. So this is what your Canva used to look like. If you want to access the new editor, you have to be one of the first 1 million people to do it. When I did it, I was number 4,000. So hopefully there is still some spots left. This editor will be rolled out worldwide over the coming weeks or months, I'm assuming, or even coming days, but it's going to be tested first with a smaller group of people. So if you want to be one of those people, what you can do is open up your Canva and see this For You button. Click this 7 times as if you're knocking. So knock, 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 knock. And then Canva is going to introduce this whole little fancy animation and you can see how it works and see the new design things. So thank you for watching that little update overview. I hope you found it really helpful and are excited by some of the updates. I would love you to pop in the comments below which update you are most excited to try. Maybe ones that you're wishing were there but aren't yet, so we can let Canva know to add those. But I would love to know which ones you found helpful. And if you ever want any design or Canva help, make sure that you check out my free Seriously in Business challenge. It's designed to help business owners to create their own incredible brand and graphics. It's totally free. It's It's a 3-part video series that's going to help you really dig deep into design, into Canva, and actually making sure that you're doing strategic graphics that are going to grow your business. And if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button and like this video, because I would love to share it with more people and I would love to have you in my world. I'm always sharing different Canva updates, Canva tutorials, as well as what businesses need to be doing in terms of utilizing design principles for their business to actually communicate clearly, to use their branding strategically, and to save time as they're creating graphics. So thanks for being here, and I'll see you for another video very soon.